And we would like to give a small background on who is Cyber Voyage and what we do. So 2021, we started a Cyber Voyage channel to educate cyber education across all the countries, and then with the multiple people. So that's why we bring a tech talk series from expert talk series. We say SME talks, we say subject matter expert and technical talk series, and bring multiple speakers and get an insights from them. So that's what we would like to get insight from you, Mr. Ram, and welcome and thanks for coming and joining with us, Mr. Ahmad. And the first question, we don't say this as a question, so we always say the inputs which I ask with you that we receive from cyber warriors. So we call them cyber warriors as our subscribers. We don't call them as a subscribers. We call them as a cyber warriors because people who wants to get into cyber security, people who wants to get into a different startup company, who wants to create a new idea. So everyone they are watching our channel. So the inputs or questions which I'm asking with you, the questions that I got from them. The first question I'll ask with everyone. It's been 25 years, Mr. Hamad. So you've just joined as an instructor, and it's been like 25 years. And when we looked at your LinkedIn, you've written a books of 9 books and 300 plus article contributions. We would like to know what is the secret sauce behind that, the energy and the article contribution, and how did you get into cybersecurity, Mr. Hamad?
Okay, thank you so much for having me today. And cybersecurity is a field that one of the few fields that keep growing, and the needs for cybersecurity expert is going up. It's never going down. In the United States, there is a need of about 200 to 300,000 specialists in cybersecurity. Around the world, close to 1 million you need it when it comes to cybersecurity experts. Because as we see more technology, like the artificial intelligence is really taking over so many of the tasks. The cyber criminals also use AI. So it's basically looking at it from that perspective, a tool that can be used for good. The hackers and the bad actors can use it also to hack much more professional to systems, or sometimes have issues like deep fake videos and so on. So how the whole thing started is, if if you look at the cybersecurity itself, it's a race. It's never an end. It's between the good guys and the bad guys. So when we look at it, is sometimes they win, sometimes the bad guys will win, and this is why it is nonstop dynamic field, and it's expanding in all directions. Nobody can say that my system is 100% secure. The minute they say that 100% secure, it is really the point where they lose security, because things can change, updates, systems is obsolete, hardware is down. Sometimes some of the insiders, like workers or employees, can sabotage the whole thing. Now, so I started, I started writing about cybersecurity when I was studying things like the cloud computing. And cloud computing is, there's a big percentage of it is, okay, you have my information somewhere in a data center outside the city, outside the state, outside the country. How secure is that? So there is no way for you to sell that product unless you've been asked, how secure is my data? So that was the evolving point for the cybersecurity. Beside, I taught many classes in cybersecurity for the undergraduate and graduate. You have all kind of questions about how can you secure a system, how can you, get certificate for the security from Cisco and from Palo Alto Network, from, all the famous names in the field. And I have one of my students who's working at NASA, and he is a cyber security expert at NASA, and I bring him over to talk to my students from time to time. And it's really fascinating to see that even organization like NASA, they have a whole department that deals with the cybersecurity, because they have so many of their inventions and so many of their plans that they don't want anybody to access that. And moving to the from cloud computing, you talk about big data, and then we start, after that one, we start looking at things which is we have now. You're talking about Internet of Things, and Internet of Things is one of the biggest targets for cybersecurity, because 2025, we have about 75 billion devices connected to the internet. And how can you protect those devices? So many of the attacks is basically using the Internet of Thing devices like thermostats, like baby, monitoring, like cars, like, any device that has an IP address and connected to the Wi-Fi or connected to the internet is part of the Internet of Things, and that can be used as a staging, as a staging device for the denial of service, the DDoS, for example, attacking different websites. So now after that, when we start talking about after the Internet of Things, here comes the generative AI. And generative AI created another difficult challenge for the cybersecurity expert, which is there are stories about people claiming to be a certain famous person because they created a deep fake video and they start collecting money from people. This South Korean lady, she lost 800 plus $1,000 because she thought she's talking to somebody famous, one of the actors. Another one who lost about $50,000 because she thought she's talking to Elon Musk. And the famous story about $20 million being transferred from a bank in Hong Kong because the officers thought that he's talking to his bosses, and all of them are actually a deep fake video. They using AI to train them to talk like the real bosses, and then that $20 million being transferred to an account which is outside, the bank. This is this a level of the civilian. Now think about it. When you talk about national security, when you talk about the military, if AI can enhance cybersecurity, they can hack into weapons, they can hack into tanks, they can hack in fighting robots, airplanes, drones, and then they can just change them so they can go and attack the country instead of attacking the enemies. So this is why cybersecurity is not going anywhere. It's actually going to expand and expand as we go.